What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully, you guys are having a fantastic evening. Getting prepared for the rest of the week. I know everybody hates Mondays. I'm usually off Mondays, so it's not that big of a deal for me. But anyway, welcome to the Fragrance live stream. I'm Randy. If you're not already, if you're in the live stream, you pretty much already know that. Got some fragrances to talk about today. Let me know what your scent of the day is. Today, I am wearing Wild Plum. It is a clone of Plum Japonais, which I do have right there in that red decant. I have a 15 milliliter of it that was sent to me by scentrush.us. So I can compare it to, I used to have a bottle of it and it was one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Then it was discontinued. Hopefully Tom Ford brings it back. But if you're looking for something that's like close enough, I've never found one that's perfectly Plum Japonais, but Wild Plum by Zoha Aroma definitely gets it done. It has that dark resinous vibe along with that dark and warm plum. You get the spices, you get the woodiness, and then you also have a bit of the booze underneath it. But yeah, it's really nice. But let me know what your scent of the day is. We have a lot of fragrances to go over today. Again, I got some new ones in. If you were on the last live stream, you helped me choose them. But there's Gian. What's going on, man? The scent of the day is Angel Share. I'm actually going to be talking about that a little bit today as well. And I have a video for Angel Share coming out this week because I have the 100 milliliter bottle coming and it should be here probably in a day or two. And once I get that in, I want to do a video because I've never seen the 100 milliliter bottle. And so I wanted to do an unboxing. I've seen it like online, but since it was released last year, I haven't seen the 100 milliliter version. So I wanted to do a video and because it's one of my favorite fragrances. But anyway, hopefully you're doing well, Gian. What's up, Jason? Scent of the day is Red Tobacco Intense. That one actually, I like the original Red Tobacco. The opening has, I like the dry down, but the opening of the original Red Tobacco is a little bit harsh on my skin. So the Intense actually fixes that. But hopefully you're doing well as well. What's going on, Giancarlo? I'm finally back and I need to get talking to you about that Guerlain. Just remind me. But scent of the night is Kingsgate Black Honey. Never heard of it, but hopefully you're enjoying it. What's going on, Joel? Scent of the day is Chanel Le Lion. Nice, Le Lion. I guess I don't know why I said Lion, but hopefully you're doing well. Oh, I feel bad for you, AS. I see your profile is the Bills, and unfortunately, yesterday the Bills lost. And the Super Bowl, I know a lot of people probably don't give a crap, but um, so I'm in Pennsylvania, and our arch rivals are really anybody in the AFC North and Philly. And so seeing the Eagles go there, while I'm kind of torn because Saquon Barkley went to my college, that I'm torn between liking them and not liking them. But I also hate the Philadelphia fans. They're like absolutely terrible for the most part. And then Kansas City, they won four or like they're about to win their fourth Super Bowl if they do win, and nobody wants to see that. So there was this like a diagram that was popped up. It said, "This is a map of the United States. This is the amount of people that are voting for the Chiefs to win. This is the amount of people are voting for the Eagles to win, and this is the amount of people that are voting for a meteor to strike." The entire United States outside of the two cities is all hoping for a meteor to strike. But anyway, I wanted to see the Bills win. Josh Allen, he started that game really bad, but he ended up pulling through. The refs really sucked, and unfortunately, the refs always suck for the Chiefs in the fourth quarter, which happened for them. So sorry for your sorry for your luck. But anyway, he's wearing Gentleman's Society. Hopefully you're having a great day, even though it seems like you're not going to be there. What's going on, traffic? Today's scent of the day was Polar Red Extreme. I love Polar Red Extreme. And if you haven't tried Polar Red Intense and Polar Red Rush, they're all very, very good. Somebody just messaged me on YouTube and said, "I heard you're from Ohio and Columbus." I am not from Ohio and I'm not from Columbus. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But you're going to work wearing Refucket. That is a bold choice to wear to work. Usually it's not a work scent, it's a date night scent, but hopefully you're enjoying it. All right. Saying hello to everybody. Before I get into the rest of them, I want to let you guys know what I'm getting into tonight. So last week, you guys helped me choose some fragrances, and it actually didn't go the way that we were talking in the live chat. It didn't go that way at all because in the live stream, we were picking $350 worth of fragrances for me to pick up from Venba. And I was going to do a big bottle and a small bottle. The big bottle choice that you guys chose in the live stream was between Centaurus Creed and YSL Baby Cat, and then coming in a close, I guess you should say third because it's tied for first, was Rock Rose, which was the one that I wanted to win, but I'm going to buy that one anyway. Then after the live stream, I did a poll to see which one you guys wanted me to pick up since it was a tie, and Baby Cat ended up winning, so we got Baby Cat. For those who you wanted me to get Centaurus, don't worry, I'm getting Centaurus soon anyway. And then the other one you guys wanted me to get was Sangria, which I think is out of season right now. Like it's not one that most people would be wearing now. So I'm actually kind of glad that didn't win, even though I love the fragrance and I'm buying it in the spring. It was out of stock, as was the Eight and Bob, which came in second. And apparently Venba is scrapping all Eight and Bobs because apparently they're not selling at all. So in its place, I've always wanted to try this. I saw a short by somebody. I think it was Curly, not the one with the actual curly hair, the other one. I don't know, Curly Sense maybe. I saw a short from her last year that she talked about this fragrance, and I really wanted to try it out. It is Sugar Leather by Un Nui Nomad. And apparently it was supposed to smell like angel share mixed with the caramel and spice that you get from Wajan and a slight little touch of leather. And so I'll let you know what I get from it when I've already worn it, but I'll let you know what I get from it in a second. I also want to talk about the Bad Boy Extreme and how it has changed on my skin. I also want to let you know I'm going to go over 212 Men Heroes Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir, which I have a bottle. I don't know why I even brought that out. And then 212 VIP Men, the original, which I have never tried before until this morning. So yeah. And then I also have the new Boss Bottled. It is Boss Bottled Bold Citrus that's supposed to be here on Wednesday. So I've ordered it already. I ordered it 6 days ago. So it should be here Wednesday. We will see how that works out. But yeah, Patrick is wearing Boss Bottle Triumph Elixir, one of my favorite scents from 2024. So, really, really good choice. What's going on, Gordon? How you doing, man? What's up, Mike? I was just talking to you a second ago. So yeah, the Alexandria version, it's in that same realm as the Plum Japonais, but it doesn't do the booze right. It doesn't do the resinous tone right. And it doesn't really bring that dark woods that you get from the original one. So I remember trying the Alexandria and saying, I understand what they're trying to do, but it doesn't do it right. But it did smell good. It's just I don't like Alexandria or Dua fragrances because they both have this oily sheen that kind of just I hate the way it smells like vegetable oil. Well, Alexandria is not as bad, and I found some that I do like from them. The plum one being one of them. I would never buy a bottle personally. Scent of the day is Ralph Club. Nice. So if you guys don't know, there is a new Polo 67. Speaking of Ralph Lauren, I asked iFragrance because I heard from another reviewer that Polo 67 EDP was supposed to be coming out. We heard this back in December. So I reached out to iFragrance at the end of December and I said, hey, do you know anything about the Polo 67 EDP? Because I know a lot of people like the original, including myself. And it turns out that he reached out. He thought that I was talking about the USA flanker, which apparently isn't a flanker. It's just a special edition, obviously. And so he told me I was wrong. There is no EDP. But then he reached out to me about a week and a half ago. And he said the Polo 67 EDP will be out soon. The notes that he posted on iFragrance are just the three main notes from the original. So he doesn't know the notes yet. Just an FYI, if you were looking at that and trying to think of what it's going to smell like, there is no actual note breakdown. Those are just the three from the original. And with that said, it's supposed to be coming out in March, which is around the same time as Givenchy Gentleman Society Ombre, which is coming out on March 1st. So yeah. Anyway, so I have the new Boss Bottled coming. I also ordered Stronger With You. Oh, I'm not ordered Stronger With You Parfum. I tried Stronger With You Parfum. I tried that today, and I'll talk about that in a second, just while it's on my brain. But I tried that out today, and I'll let you guys know what I think about that. Let me just get to the bottom of the chat, and then we'll get going. What's going? Welcome to Moe's. What's up, man? Hopefully you're doing well as well. Sin of the day is Vetiver Light, and Sin of the evening is Wanted by Night. I was wearing Wanted by Night this morning as well. I think Jeff was wearing it. You're wearing it. It seems like it's a big hitter today. It's one of my favorites. I'm almost out of my bottle. I'm glad I have two backups though. It's one of my favorite fragrances, and it is my wife's favorite fragrance. So yeah. Send of the day is Blue Day Chanel EDP. What did you send, Newt? I'm looking on my table. What did you send? I don't know what you sent. I'm confused. All the things that I have on my table, I got within the last week. So I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Are you talking about the Refuck It? Pulling for Saquon to win one. See, that's the only reason I don't want the Chiefs to win. Just because, I mean, watching the Chiefs win now is like watching paint dry, unless you live in Kansas City or did at some point. So I really, I'm going to pull for the Eagles to win just because I want Saquon to win. And really, he is the whole team right now. I mean, their line is amazing. And honestly, their wide receivers are busting dudes up. They might not be getting as many passes because Saquon's getting the ball, but they are creating holes for him. And they're small wide receivers, and they're busting people up. It's nuts. Um, I love Creed Delphinus, though, too expensive. Yeah, it should be down to 220 or so by the end of this year. They also, it seems like the cold weather ones for Creed, when you get to the spring, especially in the summer, that price goes down about $15 to $20 on discounter. So you'll see it around 200, 210. You just have to hit it at the right time. And that is whenever I'm going to buy Delphinus because I still have about I'd say 19 milliliters left of it. And Creed Delphinus is not office safe. It depends on what kind of office you work in, though. Like my office, no. I'm around. There's like 50 people in my vicinity, so it's not that style. Like when you're thinking office safe, you're thinking fresh, clean, blue, green, airy, aldehydic, that kind of vibe. You're not thinking vanillas, rich, anything like that. You're not thinking semi-gourmand fragrances. Some people don't care, and I know that for a fact because I smell people on the daily wearing, let's say like 1 million. There was a guy who was wearing the 1 million golden oud at work, and he's a fragrance person. I was like, that's not what you wear to work. Anyway, but I would say Delphinus, it's okay. It's not like you'd be hated for wearing it. Spray it once or twice and you're fine, but it's not an office fragrance. Hard to beat the Chiefs and the refs. Yeah, hard to beat both of them. But honestly, if the ref stepped in and made a bad decision at the wrong time, just like last year and just like last week, and so those, if you took away those three decisions, there is a very good chance the Bills would be going to the Super Bowl. The Texans could have possibly won. I mean, there's a lot of things just from one single call that have changed it, but I mean, it's bullshitting in the wind now. I mean, it's kind of like looking back as a Steelers fan and saying, that stupid role whenever we were playing in the second to last game of the year against Brady and the Steelers, threw it to the tight end at the end of the game. We were down by 5 and he reached into the end zone and he already had control of the ball, but when he turned and hit the goal line, the ball popped out and they called it an incomplete pass, which they ended up writing a roll into the rule book that would have turned that over to the Steelers ball and a touchdown, which then we would have had home field advantage, which then we went to the AFC finals and AFC championship. And we faced who else but Brady in New England. So we would have faced Brady in Pittsburgh. And we ended up losing that game and that sucked. But I'm saying it was just one single call by the refs that should have been in the favor of my team. It didn't happen. So I feel for the Bills because back in the day, the Steelers were the Bills. They were the Bills, and Brady was Mahomes. Anytime the Steelers went to the Super Bowl, it was because Brady got beat by either the Ravens or somebody else before that. We never beat the Patriots on the way to the Super Bowl. Um, has anybody else tried the full red Prada Luna Rosa Sport? Yeah, I tried it. I think it's nice. It's nothing that like jumps out and says, "Wow, that's amazing." It smells really nice. It's just smells like other things. I don't own it, and I smelled it like 4 months ago, and I don't know if it's just because I was wearing a lot of stuff, but I mean, it smelled nice. It just didn't do anything for me. I don't understand the hype for Dior Homme Parfum 2014 and Dior Homme Intense. Well, 2014, 2017. What I mean, there's that makeup lipstick iris. It's people who have been in the fragrance community for a long time that usually like that fragrance. Like you have to be in the fragrance community. Most of the people that I know that love that fragrance and have it as like their top 10 or top 5 or best designer of all time, it's people that have been in the fragrance community and have 400 or 500 bottles and have been there for a long time. Like my best friend, his little brother, he's actually one of the people who got me into fragrances. He loves Dior Homme Parfum. I don't really care for it. Dior Homme Intense is more bearable, and I actually like it now because that kind of chocolatey vibe and then ambrette overwhelms the iris, so it starts to fade out a bit. But yeah, I get what you mean. The new version is a lot more bearable to the masses for sure. I tried Rose Exposed by Tom Ford at Sephora. It's great. Hold on, guys. My wife's dad just keeps calling me. So can somebody let me know in the chat? Can you hear me? Because it broke my stream on my side. Just say I can hear you and I can see you. It wasn't a technical difficulty. It was somebody calling me when they shouldn't. Okay, thank you, Newt. Well, let me see where I was. All right, so Joel said, when it gets to discounters, I'm getting it. It's a more masculine rose scent. Well, I'm not going to like that. I'm not a big fan of rose, and the wife's allergic, so won't be something for me. But for rose lovers, definitely listen to that. Joel knows what he's talking about. All right. Sugar leather is nice, has longevity, sits pretty close to the skin. I'll tell you if I feel that way. What's going on, everyone? What's up, Day Not the Man? Zaro Chrome United. One of the ones that I do enjoy. I don't pull it out of I don't really pull any of the chromes anymore. I don't know why. Chrome used to be one of the only fragrances I wore. I mean, this was 20 years ago, but still. Has anyone tried the new Bois Portofino yet? Never even heard of it. I know there's the Bois Pacifique, but that's just a remake of Bois Moroccan. So I have no idea. Yeah, Bills go home. Pretty much everybody was rooting for the Bills yesterday, unless you lived in Kansas City. Um, I hate when companies do those special editions but market like a new fragrance, causes confusion. And it also, iFragrance makes it seem like it's a new one because even if they don't know the notes, iFragrance will come out and they'll write this really long spiel. I just want to let you know, if you go to iFragrance, and I mean, while he's a good dude and he tells me the notes and stuff, the person who works for him, who does all the note breakdowns and stuff like that, I'm telling you, when it comes to new releases that are not released yet, do not read any of the stuff that they're writing. Just look at the note breakdown and look at the picture of the bottle. All the rest of the stuff is them going based on, and I know this because they wanted to hire me to do it. And I said, I'm not doing that. I'm not, unless you want me to say from my point of view what I'm guessing, and I will actually say, I'm guessing it will smell like this. They're like, it smells like ocean waves of, you don't know that because it's not out yet. So I'm just saying, if you're ever on iFragrance, and then there's other like Scent Advice and stuff like that who copies off iFragrance, just make sure when it's a new release that's not out yet, you don't really need to read all of the stuff because it's just them thinking what it's supposed to smell like, but they have no idea. It's pretty much just me saying, yeah, the new Gentleman's Society ombre probably smells like society with amber. I mean, that's probably what it's going to be like, but it's not going to help you at all because it probably won't smell like that, or you have no idea. Um, What's up, Novice Nose? Thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate you, man. One of the members of the channel from the beginning. I appreciate you. And members, I mean member, not subscriber. We are almost at, I think it's 20 members. Once we do get to 20 members, I told you guys we're going to start doing the giveaways. And so if you guys ever want to become a member to the channel, just an FYI, there's really no perks right now until we get to that amount of members. You don't need to be one. I don't care if you are one. It's helpful, and I'd love you if you did, but I'll love you if you don't. So it doesn't really matter. But thank you to Novice Nose for the $10 donation. He said, "What's up, Randy and folks? Can't wait for Society Ombre to drop. Me too. Strangely intrigued by it. Scent of the day was Paris Corner Mog Coconut Lagoon. No, what's that one? A Coconut Lagoon. I'm getting, is that LeBeau Paradise Garden or something like that? I wonder what that's a clone of. Let me know. But thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate you. Um, nah, Gian, I'm surprised you thought I was from Ohio, considering I literally in every live stream say I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I also wear like Steelers stuff. If I'm not wearing my Lacoste, I'm wearing Steelers stuff or Penn State. Like it's Pennsylvania. Nothing. I don't have anything against Ohio. I have a cabin in Geneva, Ohio, but no, I don't live there. People from Western PA will say Ohio is the armpit of PA. It depends on where you're going in Ohio, but yeah, there are some parts of Ohio. Like if you go into parts of Cleveland, it literally looks like a broke down city. But if you go to other parts, it looks like Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh looks like the armpit of New York City. I mean, every city, unless you're in like one of the top five, looks like the armpit. But honestly, Pittsburgh, it's one of those cities that you go and you just know it's that homegrown city. That's just the way it's the city of a lot of bridges. It's surrounded by water. It's like an island in the middle of rivers that has a bunch of bridges going to it, and nobody really lives in the city, and so it's like completely empty at nighttime. But yeah, what's going on, Kara? Pray for me. I've been I haven't been. Let me read this. What's up, everyone? Pray for me. I haven't been able to smell a thing for 3 days. It's been devastating. I've been sick. Do you have COVID? Not. I'm guessing you have COVID if you can't smell a thing, or if it's just like a really bad sinus infection. So when you said pray for me, I thought it was gonna be something worse. That's why I was like, I gotta read this correctly. But I hope hopefully you feel better, Kara. I always, or is it Kara or Kara? Because I remember I had a girlfriend named Kara, but I had a friend named Kara. So, with that said, hopefully you feel better. There's 100% chance the Bills are going home. Very astute of you. Shoot, that sucks, Kara. Came up. Yep. I'm trying to get to the bottom. If I skip your thing, what's going on, Kevin? If I skip your thing and you want to reiterate it, please do. Because I know I'm far behind. I just got the most technical difficulties, and that was like 10 minutes ago. They gave you a freaking Z-Pack. See, my daughter had sinus infection, and I asked the doctor, I said, why don't you give Z-Packs anymore? Well, doctors aren't allowed to give Z-Packs anymore for sinus infections unless they find that it is bacterial or whatever, because it doesn't actually work. And I said it worked when I was a kid. They gave it to everybody for everything. And they said, yeah, that's the issue, is because your body builds up an immunity to it. I was like, yeah, my daughter's never had it. I was like, she was sick, and you guys just tell her to go home and sit, and then she misses school for a week. Doesn't make any sense. And I'm in pharmacy too, and so I know that it would help. It's just it's dumb. I don't really care about football, Rainy, so I wanted both teams to lose. Well, good for you, Gia. I know a lot of people here don't care about football. I meant Bois Pacifique. Yeah, it's a reiteration of Bois Moroccan. And Bois Moroccan was not something that I really cared about. It smelled nice. And again, it was one of those Tom Fords that kind of had a fresh spice elegance to it. that most people, when you're walking by them, will think you smell nice, but did I want to spend that kind of money on it? No, I did not. And I remember I tried Bois Moroccan about a year ago or so on a live stream, and I gave it like a 7.5. And if Bois Pacifique, so I will try that, but I saw it and I was thinking about buying it, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to buy it because if it is a throwback to Bois Moroccan, which I'm hearing it is, Josh told me, um, then I'm gonna wait till it comes out to see what it actually smells like. Oh, Giancarlo, you're a Chiefs person. I did not know that, but there is a. I would have said Chiefs are gonna take it, but when you see the Eagles throw down 50 points, there's something behind that. And so while I still think that Patrick Mahomes is an immovable object, there is a really good chance. The last time was it 2 years ago? The Eagles met the Chiefs again, and the Chiefs ended up winning, but by very, very small portion. Um, oh, did anybody see that? I saw it right before the stream. I got a text from my moderators, but I also right before them, I got it from Fragrance Marketplace, which is I think it's Jeremy's brother. Um, they sent me a text that apparently Jeremy is coming out with a brand new fragrance, and it's called Most Masculine, and it's $559. Which, just like his other ones, he will probably have it $559 with a cross through it and have it as like 190. But still, I am not paying $190 for Jeremy fragrance, especially all of the ones that he had before smelled good. Two of them smelled very, very similar. One of them smelled like something else in Tom Ford's Tuscan leather. And then it just didn't make the other one smelled like their version of Aventus, but like with a twist. And so it was not worth it. But Jeremy sent me, or Jeff got Jeremy to send me all the fragrances for free. And even then I just gave them away to all you guys. All right. I'm at the bottom, I think. Jason, there we go. Thank you so much for being a member. I appreciate you. Um, so I think we're at 17 now. Are you allowed to prescribe? So I am an RPH, so no. I would have to get my. So a lot of people confuse pharmacy. There's two different types of pharmacists. There's the ones with the MD, and then there's the ones with the RPH. I'm the one with the RPH where I can prescribe, but not for myself. Like I can do authorizations behind the scenes. What I do is I work with chemo patients and I help them get medications for chemotherapy at a cheaper cost. That's what my job consists of. But I do it from home. Sometimes I go downtown, but for the most part, I'm at home. Hey, Mickey, $5 donation if it pops up. There we go. Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate you, man. What's up, Randy? My team, the Dolphins, play your team. The Dolphins are my second favorite team, just an FYI. My family is friends with Dan Marino. He grew up down the street from me, just an FYI. He grew up down, like, if I walked outside of my house right now, I could walk 2 blocks and be at Dan Marino's childhood home. And about 5 minutes away, Joe Montana grew up. But yeah, my family was friends with Dan Marino um, in like passing. They knew each other. They talked to each other, not like best friends or anything like that. So I grew up as a huge Dolphins fan. Um, but I have season tickets to the Steelers, so I most likely will if it's in Pittsburgh. I didn't see the schedule. What's your favorite Mont Blanc fragrance? Mont Blanc Legend 2013 special edition, the one that had lime. You can still find it on eBay. It's for like $90 or so. That is the best Mont Blanc fragrance in my opinion, outside of maybe private blends or whatever they have. The Mont Blanc Legend special edition 2013 is absolutely phenomenal. After that, even the new blue was a really good one, but that one, the 2013 is next level. But thank you, Mickey, and thank you to Jason for the membership. Appreciate you. I'd like to see you collab with another fragrance. I've done it many times, Puppet. I've collabed with Ross. I've collabed with Ross and Dedrick at the same time. I've collabed with Dedrick. I've collabed with Lock D Sense. I've collabed with Mike from Fragrance Fraternity. I've collabed with Jeff from SoCal Sense. I've collabed with I Smell. I've collabed with, I mean, way back when, a few other smaller reviewers. So I mean, I've done not only live stream collabs, but I've done the collaborations where there was 10 of us at one time. I've done collaborations on videos, not live streams. I've done collaborations um, where we passed the tag videos off. I mean, I've done all that kind of stuff. So I do tag. I do collaborations. I choose to not like. I did a live stream collab with Mike about 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago. I don't like doing them all the time though. I like having my own conversations with you guys. If the Eagles can run the ball like they did yesterday, they'll beat KC. Yep, that is correct. I'm 100% Buffalo Bills person. Okay, gotcha. Now I'm starting to think that maybe Gian is a football fan. My mother did unspeakable things to Peyton Manning. Really, really. One of my friends from high school did. She was a year older than me. She did unspeakable things to Ben Roethlisberger, which then he went and Tail did unspeakable things, like actually unspeakable things to other women. And I shouldn't laugh about that, but it was a huge thing in Pittsburgh where most people thought it was a joke. And then I was like talking to her, and I was like, I can't believe that you dated that guy. And then everybody kind of just forgot it happened. Anyway, we're at the bottom. Woo! We're at the bottom of the chat. So now to finally get into the fragrances, I mean, what is it? 40 minutes into my freaking live stream. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is earlier today, I went out to the mall. Again, day off. So I went out to the mall testing out fragrances, and my Ulta had in the new Sephora. Sorry, I went to all of them. My Sephora had in the new Stronger With You parfum, and they opened up the box for me. I ended up trying it out, and I had seen a video after I tried it. It popped up on my thing, and I usually don't watch videos, but I was like, I'm just gonna click on it and see what he thinks about it, because I got my thoughts on the fragrance right away. And my thoughts on the Stronger With You parfum is that I wore it, and like I sprayed it on my left arm, and I wore it throughout the day today until I went there at noon. It was probably until about 6:30, and the fragrance smells like Stronger With You. If there's none of the other ones in the line that really smell like, if you break it down and say it smells closer to this one or closer to that one, I mean, it smells like a Stronger With You. To me, Stronger With You intensely is just Stronger With You DNA with a shit ton of vanilla. Um, Stronger With You absolutely is just a darker version of the Stronger With You DNA with some booze and just a little bit more masculine, but still sweet. You had the original Stronger With You, which kind of had the DNA, and it's, if anything, it's the least Stronger With You of all the Stronger With Yous, which is funny because it's like a little bit aromatic, a little bit sweet, the lavender. This one, I mean, all of them really just take that Stronger With You DNA, the sweetness, the chestnut, and just adds like one thing, whether it's the leather, the oud, or vanilla, or rum. This one takes the Stronger With You DNA. It amps up lavender. It could have literally been called Stronger With You Lavender. It amps down the sweetness just a tad. And it literally, to me, it smells like Stronger With You. And I compared it to Stronger With You absolutely because somebody told me it smelled like that. It doesn't, but at the same time, it's a Stronger With You, so it still does. And so if you are bored by the Stronger With You line, which I will be 100% honest, that Strong With You tobacco that came out last year was the furthest from the line because it actually focused in on the tobacco and not the Strong With You DNA. And so while it was there, that one was the furthest from the line. So I really enjoyed that fragrance. The rest of them, I'm really getting bored by outside of Freeze because of the fact that it's just like, it seems like it's the same thing over and over and over. And this one's no different. It's a little bit richer. And out of all of them, it still might be in the top like three because it does that DNA very nicely. It's very smooth. It's a little bit bolder, a little bit less sweet, a little bit more masculine. And then it kind of amps up the lavender. That's really what the fragrance smells like. So just imagine like a more aromatic lavender, smoother version, and a little bit less sweet version of the Stronger With You style DNA. and that's what it is. And it lasts pretty long. And I washed it off at 6:30, but I mean, it was still pushing out. It was still, you could still smell it. So I would say Strong With You Parfum. If you love that DNA, is something that you should pick up. But I watched Jensen's video, and he said something similar, where he was talking about the Stronger With You DNA and how he felt about it. And when he first wore it, he felt like it was redundant. People were going to blah, blah, blah. I wore it a few times. After I wore it those few times, I was like, ooh, this is actually really good. And so, again, I could see people saying that, but I can already tell you, even if he thinks that way right now, in 2 months, he's not going to come back to that and say that is something completely different. It's not. It's still Stronger With You. It is Stronger With You, right in your face. Stronger With You. It's just not as sweet, and it's a little bit bolder, a little bit more masculine and smooth. That's what the fragrance smells like, and it smells nice. I'm not going to say like, wow, that's just something you need to try, because it smells like a freaking Stronger With You. If you like the Stronger With You DNA, then you're probably going to like it. If you don't, then you're probably not. And if you're bored by it, you're going to be bored by it. That's the only way I can put it. Um, but yeah, I I agree. Strong With You Freeze is still my favorite. It used to be absolutely until I tried Freeze, and I owned Freeze for a while. I got a decant of it. I had about 20 milliliters, and I never went back to it. And then I went back to it last year. You guys could watch a live stream, and I was like, I need a bottle of that ASAP. I don't know why I kept it in this decant for so long. I just didn't give it its time of day, probably because I was bored of the DNA, but it really does do something different because it is a fresh version. A lot of people for a long time kept saying it's just a Stronger With You DNA freshened up a bit. No, it really is not that. There is a lot more going on to that fragrance to make it fresher, and it really does take that DNA and change it to make it so it's not really sweet while still remaining a little bit sweet. You still get the chestnut, but almost it feels like a lighter version of it. But I really enjoy it. But somebody just asked, and I'm gonna get back to the other comments, but somebody said, "What is your favorite pickup this year?" Unfortunately, it's still January, so I've only picked up. I mean, if you're going by like the two that I just got today and the two new releases, that's all I've got this year so far. Um, so it's really hard to choose because I've already smelled this one before. This one I knew what it was gonna smell like. So if I had to choose something, I don't even remember the Dior Homme Parfum. I mean, the best pickup for me so far is Baby Cat. But it's a hard answer because the year just started and I haven't really picked much up. But I mean, if I had to say something, it would be Baby Cat. But I've already owned that previously, so um, and I really can't go by the new releases because those ones there's only two. And if I had to pick one, it would be the Dior. With that said, YSL Baby Cat, I'm not really going to get into it. You guys know my thoughts on it. I did a video with the decant. I'll do a video with the full bottle and add it into a list at some point in time. But YSL Baby Cat, I'm glad I got the bottle. It has a magnetic cap. It is just really heavy as far as the bottle, but it's your high quality vanilla amber fragrance that has almost a slight little chocolatey feeling to it, a little bit darker than the average vanilla fragrance, but unisex through and through. It has a little bit of a masculine edge at times, but very, very much like that. It's if you like vanilla, but you don't like powdery vanilla, that is the way to go with Baby Cat. Or you could go with a clone like Refuck It. This one. This is Un Nuit Nomade, and it's sugar leather. I got this in place. There we go. If that even worked. I got this in place of the 8 and Bob and the other one that were sold out, and I'm really happy I did. So if you like Angel Share at all, or you like Parfums de Marly Wajan, I have to say that they were not wrong with saying what this smells like. This doesn't smell exactly like Angel Share. It doesn't smell exactly like Wajan, but it takes pieces of both of them and then it performs its own smooth and sugary twist. So calling it sugar leather It's not really an apt name because the leather is not prominent in it. If it was more prominent, I might like it way, way more. With that said, I like it a lot. Like I would give this fragrance an 8.5. I've worn it 4 times and I've had it for 4 days. Like, let's just tell you that. It smells like there's a mixture of pieces of angel share. So you get that kind of like cinnamon bun drink kind of smell. And then you have this caramel and a little bit of spice that you get from Parfums de Marly Wajan while not being really Middle Eastern. So just that kind of caramely sweetness that you get from Wajan, put that on top of the angel share and then mix it together with that like saffrony smell that you get from intense red tobacco, like that kind of smell underneath it. And then add this small bit of like a soft, supple leather. It's really good. It's really good, but you have to like those fragrances. Is it redundant to own this if you own the other ones? I honestly don't know that answer because I would say yes if you have a really small collection, but if you have a collection that like borders 50 or more, this would be a great addition to any collection because some people don't like the woodiness of Angel Share. This one kind of takes that away. It has the sweetness, but it still has this masculine edge to it. It's a very, very beautiful fragrance. And then that sugary smell. Again, I don't know what they're doing to put in place to make it that sugary smell, but it literally has this kind of sugared caramel that is on top of angel share and a little bit of like sweet saffron. And it's a really beautiful fragrance. It is lighter. So somebody was saying that earlier that it doesn't perform and it's more closer to the skin. For the first hour and a half, it pushes out like angel share. So it is a pretty heavy fragrance in the beginning. But then it just starts to smoothen out. But it never leaves your skin. Like I sprayed it on and 7, 8 hours later, when I went to take a shower, I could still smell it on my arm. Was it pushing out to where my wife could smell it 3 feet from me at that point? No. But sometimes that you need a fragrance like that. And for $90, which is what I got this for, I gotta say, you guys, if you like Angel Share, you like Parfums de Marly Wajan, you need to try this. This is unique as far as taking those style of DNAs, not really making it super redundant, and then kind of just blending 3 really popular fragrances into one. And then adding a soft leather underneath it, which the leather is not really prominent at all. I just really enjoy the sugary aspect. When you spray it on the first 5 seconds, you're like, oh, that smells. Oh, wait, no, it does. That smells like, no, actually, it smelled, no, I don't know. Does it smell like it? It's so I'm at the point where I'm like, it actually smells like itself. And I like that. And then when you smell it from the cap, you're like, you even get more of the saffron from the cap, and it is its own thing. But you do at times say that smells like Wajan. That smells like angel share. No, that smells like red tobacco saffron. Wait, it has a little bit of like the sugary vibe to it. So I mean, I would definitely recommend picking it up. Sugar leather, Une Nuit de Namad, very, 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 very good fragrance. If you like sweeter fragrances, that is. Let me get to a few more comments, and then we'll get to the rest of the fragrances. Strong with you. If you have one, you have them all. Not necessarily, Patrick. So stronger with you. I think that if you want to own the line, the best ones to really own, if you want to have a difference in style, the original is a very easy one to own because that one you can wear to work. It's not as sweet, as aromatic. It's a little bit woody, a little bit fresher, but not super fresh. If I had to have one for the cool weather, it would either be Strong With You Absolutely or Tobacco, but you could own both because they don't smell like each other. And Tobacco is the furthest from the line possible. That is your more bold, masculine statement maker is Tobacco. So if I had to have one limited edition, it would be Tobacco. I would have said Oud, but I'm going to say Tobacco. And then Strong With You Absolutely, if you want to have the actual DNA. and then Stronger with You Freeze doesn't smell like any of the other ones. That one is completely different. But yes, I agree. And if I had to just choose two from the line, you could be fine just having either Absolutely or Tobacco and Freeze. And then you would be fine, or just those three. Those would be the three that I would pick. But you don't need all of them. Like, I hate that I have six behind me. I never wear them, and the ones that I do wear, I'll wear like once every 2 months. The only one that I wear a lot of is Freeze. All right. I'm trying to scroll through because I know we're getting Stronger with You Sandalwood, and I know that's a cash grab. But the thing is, there is a decent portion uh, of people out there that are looking at this like it could be the best one. And I am part of that, but I'm also iffy because it's Stronger with You. If they do something similar to what they did with Strong With You Tobacco and they really focus in on the sandalwood, it could foreseeably be the best Stronger With You and the most non-redundant Stronger With You, because then you're getting more into the realm of a chestnutty version of Versace Santal Boise, or and just name any high-end like sandalwood fragrance, and then pair that together with, and if are they going the fresher route with the sandalwood, like um I don't know, one of the Chanel, like the one of the L'Oreal Sport Eau Extreme, are they going like that route, or are they going more of a warmer route? I don't know, I'm guessing a warmer route, but they could foreseeably have the best one there, but it all depends on what they're doing with the sandalwood. If they do it the same way they did Stronger with Oud, where they just literally took Stronger With You Intensely, dialed down the vanilla a little bit, and put a lot of woods in the first 10 minutes, then it's going to be a cash grab, like horrible cash grab. And it's about a 90% chance you're right, but there's a 10% chance there that it could be the best one. Is it a blind buy? No, I don't think so. Joel, I use Decant X and Scent Angel. Scent Angel is the fastest, neither charge for shipping. Whenever I do end up buying decants, which is not a lot because I usually have them sent to me by somebody, I use ScentRush now. ScentRush.us is a owned by a dad and his son, and I like supporting businesses like that. But not only that, they have a wide range of stuff, and they are really good people with really good prices. He doesn't care about having a huge profit margin. He just wants to have good prices and not chip people. And so, if you ever are looking for a high end niche fragrance, that's usually what he carries. He does carry some designers, but ScentRush.us is a really good one. I'm not affiliated with them or anything, but I do post for them just because I like their site. He's sending me that bottle of Angel Share just because he was happy that I was helping him out for no reason. He said everybody else always asks him for a lot of money to do like collaborations, and he's like, "You're the first person who said I actually don't want an affiliate with you. I'm just trying to help you out. If you want to send a decant my way every once in a while, feel free, but it's not required." And so he sent me a 100 milliliter bottle of Angel Share. Perfect timing too, because I was just about out of my Angel Share. Randy, don't put my other comment about my mom exactly did. I don't want you banned. Okay. I didn't see that comment. Uh, am I still am I missing it? Oh, hold on. What should I wear to court Thursday? Prada Black, Le Male Parfum, or do you guys any of it? Kara, those are some bold choices to wear to court. Le Male Parfum, I mean, it all depends. I would say going to court is something that you want to wear something drawn back. You don't want somebody like, are you going to court and you're the person that's going to be on trial or whatever? Are you going to be there because you're in the lobby? Are you going to be there because you're one of the people that's in the jury? That also changes things. But if you're going there like for a parking ticket or something like that, then wear whatever you want. But it all depends on what you're going there for. You just don't want to be the center of attention in a courtroom, because Prada Black, and especially if you're in the jury, I wouldn't wear either of those. I would go with something more drawn down, a very easy, clean smelling, like something that you would wear to the office easily. Out of those two, the safer bet is Prada Black. but both of those are night out fragrances. Those are date night fragrances. Le Male Les Parfums, I would say absolutely not. But again, it all depends on what you're going. If you're just going to be sitting in the stands watching, then like for somebody else, then you can wear whatever you want. Or if you're going there for a parking ticket, then I would say Le Male Les Parfums the better bet. But going to court, I wouldn't wear either of those personally. I would say like a more apt fragrance for that type is like YSL EDT or something simple, something fresh, something clean, something just to put off the vibe that you're not going there trying to smell like a French whore. Like that's just the way that I look at it. I don't know what other people. I want other people's opinions, but in my opinion, I don't want to go into a courtroom smelling like that. I don't want to go into an office smelling like that, and so that's your prerogative. But it all depends on what you're going there for. Pull 67 was a bit surprised, but I love that one. I gave mine to my nephew once I found out that the EDP is coming because Ralph Lauren sent me the Pull 67 and he really wanted it. And I was like, as long as you tell me if you like it or not, then I'll give it to you. I sent it to him and I haven't heard a word. I saw him yesterday. I said, bro, I'm giving you no more fragrances ever again because you didn't tell me if you liked it or not. He goes, oh, no, no, I love it. I said, you lost your chance. You lost your chance. I've been giving you fragrances left and right, but yes, that's a great one. I love Precious Treasure. I don't like Precious Treasure. Precious Treasure, I don't mind it, but it's not something that I would wear. Like I smelled it and I was like, there's something funky in it, in my opinion. You could be the defendant too. I'm fighting for custody. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Are you the person that's on trial? Whether you're I couldn't think of the words, but and I watch Suits, so I should know that. But yeah, if you're going there for that type of thing, Kara, you want to wear something that you're not standing out. Like you don't want to wear something that's people around you are going to notice, like, and not in a good way to the point where it's those two fragrances you told me are again night out fragrances. So wear what you want to wear, but if you want to go in the like courtroom fragrances are the same thing as an office fragrance, in my opinion. That's you're going in there and you don't want to be like you want to smell good, but you don't want to overpower people. And those two fragrances in a courtroom setting will overpower people. So I would go with something that is lighter. I know you like lavender fragrances. Lavender fragrances would be fine. And I know Le Male Les Parfum is lavender, but that's more of an oriental spice fragrance too. So just wanted to give you the heads up. Wear what you want to wear, but for something like that, I would say don't wear something strong. Don't wear vanillas. Don't wear sweetness. Wear something more airy, fresh, clean blue. Blue fragrances would be fine too. Like Versace Dylan Blue, that would be a fine fragrance too. Anything like that, but I wouldn't wear anything strong, but wear what you want. But I mean, that's what I was saying. I wasn't saying whether she was the defendant or the person in there getting sued. It doesn't matter. If you're on the bench or whatever it's called, I'm not a court person. If you're on the bench or if you're, as long as you're not going for there for a parking ticket or something, then whatever. But in this case, you are actually going there for an actual court case. Then I would say this one is perfect too. Prada L'Homme, fresh, clean, soapy. That's like they call Prada L'Homme the work scent. Like that is the ideal work scent. You could go with Prada Ocean. That's another easy one. Any of the Givenchy Gentleman line, really. I mean, outside of maybe Boisé and Reserve Privé, any of them are fine. Yeah. Personally, if I would go to court, let's just say I would wear Dior Homme Sport 2021. That would be that would be what I would wear. All right. So let's talk about this. This is the new Bad Boy Elixir. How do I feel about it? So in my original video, I literally went through 50 emotions in that first impression video because the original part of this fragrance, when you first spray it on, it is very easy to smell. It's very mass appealing. It's very just down the line of the Bad Boy. It's exactly what you think. Even though it smells like Bad Boy mixed together with like Boss the Scent Private Accord, It doesn't have the Maninka, but it has the chocolate. Like, I know the Bad Boy chocolate, and while it still does kind of have that in there, the opening has this Boston Scent Private Accord, which is discontinued now, but it has that vibe for a very short period of time. But it's the like the powdery, chocolatey smell mixed together with this kind of very smooth, leathery spice. And the leathery spice, after about 2, 3, 4 minutes, it just becomes the heavy part of the fragrance, which at that point is still fine. It still smells amazing. And then you get to like 30 minutes. And then that chocolatey bad boy, the scent private accord style sweetness that was balancing out very nicely with that leather, with the spices, it starts to trickle into the background to where it's like 30% of the fragrance, 10% of the fragrance, 5% of the fragrance, and it gets replaced with like a darker, deeper woods and smoke, like incense. And it pulls in, and at that point in time, at 30 minutes, it's almost like you went from this semi-sweet leather spicy fragrance that has a bit of a semi-gourmandish feeling, but some masculine nuances, and it turns into this hyper masculine Tony Soprano hair on your chest fragrance, where it's leather, spice, woods, incense, and then this little baby bit of the bad boy DNA sitting underneath it, but almost non-existent. That's at 30 minutes. That's where my video started to end. And I you can see in the video, I was even like, this is changing, but I can't stay here any longer. So I'll tell you guys after the video. And so then I did a disclaimer on the video. But then at an hour, like an hour to an hour and a half, it starts to get further into the dry down and everything starts to sit down on your skin. And that bad boy DNA starts to blend together with everything. And it starts to go from 5% to 10% to 15 to 20%. And then it kind of just levels out. And then you get the nice blend from the opening, but just smoother and a little bit lighter than the opening was. And that is where the fragrance is really freaking good. But there's an hour of the fragrance, and it's from 30 minutes to an hour and a half. It might be about 45 minutes, but it's in that realm where I don't know how I feel about the fragrance. Even to this time, I have worn it about 3 times. Um, my wife hated it, liked it, didn't like it that much, and then loved it. So I don't know what the fuck to tell you guys. There's a lot of times where I'm sitting here and it's so easy to describe a fragrance, and I can look at you guys and say, "Go out, try this fucking fragrance. It's great." There's other times where I can say, "This is trash." I already know there's a few people that like this, and there's a few people that really don't like this for the same reason that I gave. I'm gonna say that it's a really good fragrance that has a weird mid. That's the only way I can describe it. It's a long opening, it's a long mid, and then it finally gets to the dry down, and the dry down is like an 8.5. So overall, it's like I have an 8.5 opening, I have like a 6 in the mid, and then I have an 8.5 ending. I guess you're going to level that out to be about like a 7.9 to an 8. And I think that is an apt description of the entire fragrance, in my opinion. I just can't give you guys my full thumbs up on the fragrance because of that 1 hour. You know me, I'm not like a huge into this kind of like masculine dominated fragrance that is super hair on your chest. I've never been that style, but I wear them. It's just this one, I don't know how I feel because I wasn't expecting it. The more that I know it's coming, the better and easier it gets. And so on my second time wearing it, I was like, ugh, I don't like that mid. Third time wearing it, I'm like, okay. Fourth time wearing it. So maybe after wearing it like another 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 times, usually you can tell the entirety of a fragrance how you feel about it after 2 wears. Sometimes 3, but for the most part, you can tell about it after 1 wear, but 2 wears to be safe. This one, it's going to take me probably a cold dozen before I actually figure out if I'll wear it or if I want to sell it, because I can't deal with that mid right now. And I'm not going to wear something that I can't deal with a whole part of a fragrance, but we'll see how that one goes. But that's Bad Boy Elixir. And then I'll just briefly go through these and then we'll just finish up the live talking. So, Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir, it's still the best Bad Boy. It's my favorite. It really refined everything. The best opening from the line is Bad Boy Cobalt, but that dry down got a little bit too earthy from the truffle. But that one, Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir, while the opening isn't as fruity, the whole fragrance itself is just phenomenal, and that is the best Bad Boy in my opinion. Um, and it's warm. I'm gonna do an updated video on that. That's why I'm not trying to give away my full review. Then I got this one in. I've never tried it before. The original 212 VIP. I thought this was a flanker. Are you the on the list? I was like, yeah, I never tried, but this is just the original VIP. It smells almost exactly like Chisada Titanium. It's a deep, powdery, vanilla, metallic fragrance. It has this kind of like metallic smell to it. It smells like almost like if you mixed Chisada Titanium with a tiny bit of Nishani's Ani. If you like powdery vanillas, it's fine. It smells nice. It's just a metallic vanilla fragrance. It's been done 1,000 times. Not something that I would say is need to go out and try or buy. If you have it already, or if you like that style of DNA, maybe, but it's not something that really blows me out of the water. The last one is 212 Men Heroes for it's called Forever Young, but they don't advertise it. It's just called Heroes. It's the skateboard bottle. Um, Anyway, so this fragrance kind of surprised me. I didn't know anything about it. I thought it was going to be something cheap. It's ginger, pear, sage, geranium, leather, and musk. And the fragrance, I was trying it out while Ross had his live stream going, and I was talking to you guys about it. It smells really nice. It's almost like if you took a blue fragrance, because it has that sage and geranium. And so it has kind of like that YSL like blueness. But on top of that, you get this nice, sharp, effervescent ginger, and then almost like the pear that you get from, I can't think of the name right now, but it's that high end one that everybody's been talking about lately. I can't remember the name of it. You guys would know what I'm talking about. It's a really popular niche fragrance right now in the fragrance community. It's a pear dominant fragrance, and I really enjoy it. I just can't remember the damn name right now. But anyway, take that blue, add a lot of ginger on top, and then add this pear for the first 40 minutes. As you get to the dry down, it does pull in a little bit of this black leather, and it's a really nice, easy wear, aromatic, fresh fragrance that just has a really nice, juicy pear opening, and then this nice leather that works its way in a slight bit of woods in the dry down. But I mean, as far as being like an inexpensive $50 fragrance, this is actually very, very good. Um, it shocked me how good it is. It's just I'm trying to think of the damn name. Can somebody try to remind me what that fragrance is? I bet somebody already typed it. Blue Talisman. There we go. Thank you, Novice Nose, and thank you, Traffic. Blue Talisman. So what this does is it takes that average blue fragrance, the sage, the geranium, a little bit of lavender, and then just kind of like again, effervescent, sharp ginger that give it a little bit of like a pop. And then have the Blue Talisman pear, not as strong because Blue Talisman is like 80% pear. It's there and it's noticeable, but it smells like the Blue Talisman pear was just tossed on top of the first 30 minutes, 40 minutes of this fragrance. And it's a lot more of a blue aromatic spiced fragrance for sure. And then as you get to the dry down, it adds a little bit of the leather and it gets rid of that pear. And it's a very, very good fragrance. And it's very shocking how good it is. But if you ever tried it, I definitely would give it a shot. Blue Talisman, just get the Latafa, Art of the Universe, save your coin. I might have to do that. But the thing is I was planning on getting it with my next because Venba apparently is going to be doing this $350 gift card every 3 months. And so I thought that would be the perfect time to get Blue Talisman and Centaurus. So might need to get the Latafa in the meantime because I really like that. So I need to figure out, before I go back to other people's comments, I need to figure out who's the asshole. Somebody said he's an asshole. I don't know who we're talking. Who are we talking about, dude? No ideas. Wait, who are we talking about? Look, everybody's just going nuts, and I'm way far behind, so I have no idea. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't care. He does it to everybody. I'm not. Don't worry about anything. You think I care? I really don't care. I'm a 40-year-old married person with a kid, dude. I really don't care. And if you're trying to get me all worked up, I really don't give two shits. But anyway, well, at least but Bad Boy Elixir is interesting and changes a bunch. I want to get a sample when it's available. Yeah, Bad Boy Elixir, I mean, it's nice. I would definitely try it before you buy it and give it a full wearing before you do. Okay, let's all go, but with a detour of Hawaii first. No idea. Let's all go with a detour of Hawaii first. Where are we all going? We're all going to Hawaii. That's like my dream trip is going to Hawaii, but none of my family seems to want to care to go there. My wife wants to go to Fiji. I can go buy a few parkas. This chat's all over the place right now. Party at my place. Everybody wear your Coconut Lagoon. I need to figure out what that was a clone of. What's going on, Mike? How you doing, man? Hopefully you're having a great, fantastic day. I haven't seen you as much lately. But I did see that you released a video for the first time in a while the other day. Blaine, you're gonna die. It's even colder. You guys are all over the place right now. You want to sell it to me? I heard you don't like it. What, the Bad Boy? Again, I'm all over the place with it right now, so I honestly don't know. I do hate this one though, Lalabo. Lalabo, what is it that Lalabo Santal 33 or whatever? I hate that fragrance. I don't think that's what you were talking about, but I definitely hate that fragrance. It smells like dirty pickles. Well, at least Bad Boy Elixir is interesting and changes a bunch. I want to get a sample when it's a oh, I already read that one. Going backwards. Wow, what a description. Thank you, Kara. Coconut Lagoon is so good. Can somebody just tell me what Coconut Lagoon is a clone of? Because somebody said it earlier, and I honestly don't know what that is a clone of. And I think I might have passed up the comment. My favorite freshie has to be Afternoon Swim. It's a really good fragrance. Can't go wrong with it. If I had to go with a favorite freshie from Louis Vuitton, though, to me, that's not even the best freshie in its own line. To me, it's Pacific Chill. All right. Fragrance, dude, you try Apple Teeny TLTG called it stronger and boozier Boss Bottled Intense, which I agree with. Apple Teeny by who? Boss Bottled Intense. Stronger and boozier Boss Bottled Intense. Hold on. Apple Teeny fragrance. Mm-hmm. Is it that Mauge by Paris Corner? Is that what we're talking about? Let's see. Mauge by Paris Corner. It says it smells like apple brandy. It's supposed to be a clone of apple brandy on the rocks. It says it does have Boss Bottle vibes, but it's apparently it's supposed to be a clone of Boss Bottled or apple brandy on the rocks, which is what I was thinking it was a clone of, and which is why I did avoid it. Now that I'm looking at it, I did avoid that one because of the fact that it was a clone of apple brandy on the rocks. But if you're saying it smells more like Boss Bottled Intense, which that's actually not on the list of comparable fragrances here. So no idea if you're saying it does and Ross said it does, then maybe it does. It says it's supposed to be a clone of that, and a lot of people agree with it. Apple Brandy on the Rocks, and I don't get any comparison to Apple Brandy and Boss Bottled. So, my page froze. There we go. All right. My page froze for a second. Sorry about that. Let me get back to the comments. It's always like that. Anytime that I click on either Fragrantica or what's the other one? My page is freaking freezing. There we go. Anytime I click on it, it always pops up and tells me that the stream is lagging because of the fact that I went to either iFragrance or Fragrantica. I don't know why those sites are just so overwhelmed with ads that it just bogs down your computer speed. Anyway, what's going on, King Elias? How you doing? But yeah, anyway, so Appletini and Moscow Mule, I'll send you. We'll do that trade, Mo. I just have to get those decants in, and we'll do some trades. Blaine, do you mean Virgin Island water, not SMW? Coconut Lagoon is super coconut. Yeah, so Virgin Island water isn't super coconut either. That's more bright citrus. It does have the coconut, but it's nothing that I've ever smelled is actually super coconut. The closest thing to being like super coconut heavy would be LeBeau, but even then has a nice blend. So damn, I feel bad for calling him miserable if it wasn't even really him. Actually, he might have called it fresher instead of stronger because it did last longer than Boss Bottle for me, at least. See, that's weird because I was looking at the comparables, and the comparables said Boss Bottled the original, but that had 50 people say that it was correct and 50 people say it wasn't. And then Apple Brandy on the Rocks, which I have right here, it smells nothing like Boss Bottled. So, and there was a lot more people saying it smelled like that, which that's why I stayed away from it. So I don't know. I still don't know what Coconut Lagoon is a clone of. It's kind of its own thing. Some compared to, if it is heavy in the coconut, I would love to try it out. Newt, this one was a fake account. Are we still talking about that stuff? You guys need to just not bother with it because doesn't matter if it is them or it isn't them. But if you put any stock into people talking negative, it's just going to ruin your day. And there's no or take away from the topic that we were having fun talking about in the first place. So the best thing to do is just to ignore, and just talk about what you were talking about originally. I don't care if someone calls me fat. I mean, whatever. If someone calls me ugly, whatever. I'm married. I have a kid. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, so just have a blessed day. Get the fuck out of my life. I don't need you. I don't need your fake accounts. Like whatever. Hey, what's going on, Nigel? How you doing, buddy? So I guess nobody knows what a Coconut Lagoon is a clone of. So I guess we'll leave it at that. Then nobody knows. Parfumo. That is not the one I was thinking of. There was a Senate Vice or something like that, but both, yeah, Parfumo is one of them. But anytime you go to any of those freaking sites, there are so many ads that it just bogs down your phone, your computer, your laptop, whatever you might be using. It doesn't really matter. I really love a fragrance as much as TLTG, but this was one of those. Good to know. So when it comes to Ross doing his reviews, he has a nose that is more broad than most people. Like he likes things that usually somebody likes this but not this, or this but not this. But he's worked with the actual oils and he's done different tests and he's created his own fragrances. So at this point in time, it's easier for him to like a wider range of things because he can pick out those certain oils and things that even people like I, who've been doing it for a while, can't do. And so that's why he tends to like things more than he dislikes. It's because he likes a wider range of things, and even said like $20 fragrances to $500 fragrances. You'll find reviewers that won't even touch designers. But he likes the wider range of things because he brought up on designers, then he got into niche, and then he's all over the place. So that's probably why. because he just likes a broader range of things. So finding something that you like that he likes might be a little bit more difficult, um, or on the opposite end. Anyway, I have AdBlock Plus and Fragrantica still sometimes crashes my browser. Yeah, it crashes everybody's freaking browser. I don't understand that freaking site. Coconut Lagoon might not be a clone of anything. So there is those ones that are inspired by, especially now that clone companies are really getting sued. Especially a lot of reviewers are getting cut off on TikTok and Instagram right now, and I know it's coming to YouTube soon. Is that any title that uses the word fragrance clone, or clone and Tom Ford, they will automatically have their account banned. Somebody on Instagram that I know, actually two people on Instagram that I know, had their accounts banned from one post. Another one of my friends, Jeff from SoCal Sense, he got a bunch of his posts removed in the threat of a ban, because he posted for Dior. And so, yeah, it's really coming. And so a lot of clone companies are really trying. Um, a lot of clone companies are really trying to go more of the route of doing their own thing with a twist on another popular fragrance instead of just doing a straight up clone. Who cares? If he's trying to do that, it's an old man that just doesn't. I mean, who cares? I really don't care. Um, Novice knows. Yeah, I think it's his own thing. What? Oh yeah, the fragrance. I'm just waiting for Mo to send it your way. Oh, we'll wait for Mo to send me. Mo asked me the other day if I could send him a fragrance decant, and I have to get a pack of decants from Amazon anyway because I ran out of my box of 500. So as soon as I get those in, me and Mo will do a decant swap, and then I'll review that for you then. And I know he would, Mike. I mean, it is what it is. I have YouTube Premium. What are ads? I had YouTube Premium for a long time, and I think that YouTube didn't realize I had it because I had it for free, and it was like on the college thing for YouTube Premium where you automatically get free. Was like a free YouTube Premium for 6 months, and it just stayed like that for 6 years. And it was like 4 or 5 months ago they kicked me off of it, and I was like, "Damn, I don't know what ads are either." And then now this is what it is. If you go and watch a like an NFL replay, you get like 20 ads that you can't skip. What's up, Puppet Master? I need a recommendation for a fragrance to wear on date night with my leather jacket. Not ombre leather, please. A good leather jacket fragrance, if you have it in your collection, and it's not going to be one that you would normally think of for a leather jacket, but for me, it does work with my leather jacket, and that is Noir Ombre by Issey Miyake. It doesn't exist though if you don't already own it, but if you're looking to buy something, another good one. Well, I was talking about it the other day. A good leather jacket. I mean, it depends on what route you're going, but even something like this, getting a clone, I understand it's a clone, but Wild Plum, um, it's a clone of Plum Japonais by Tom Ford. That one really kicks. If you're looking for something sweeter that really does go for leather jackets, it's like Baby Cat or something like that. But I know what you're talking about. You're looking for more spicy leather, slightly animalic, maybe. Um, yeah, if you're not looking for ombre leather and you want a leather jacket fragrance, my favorite leather jacket fragrance is that. But I know you're going down the road of spice. And so even during the winter, maybe something more like this. It doesn't have leather in it, but it doesn't have to have leather in it to be a leather jacket fragrance. This is more spice and vanilla. It's Bulgari's Man in Black. Um, yeah, I would say those ones are good. The new Eau d'Ombre leather. I know a lot of people getting that has more of the sweeter end. I'm not big on you guys know I'm not big on the huge, heavy, masculine style fragrances. Never have been. And so when it comes to spice, leather, woods, all blended, and I mean, I guess this one would even do you justice. You should try out this one. Now that I'm thinking about it, Why don't you try out this one? Because this one adds in the leather, it adds in the incense and spice. Oh, I got one. Now that I was trying to think, I was like, why can't I think of this right now? Boss Bottled Elixir. There you go. There's your answer. Boss Bottled Elixir is a leather jacket fragrance. It doesn't have any leather in it, but it is an incense bomb, and it is fantastic. And it goes really well if you're looking for a leather jacket, more grown up feeling. But if you're looking for something with leather, spice and leather, Bad Boy Elixir, really, really good. Oh, that's for Gian. You guys are talking about ad block. Really? Jeff of all people? Yeah. I even told him, I said, I'm surprised they came for you. I said, you weren't even doing anything. All you did was tag them. And I heard somebody got banned for tagging Boss. I was like, Boss should want people to do that for them. I want to try that mango scent that's supposed to be on Amazon. I forget the name, but it looks good. I can't think of the name. Ross reviewed. Well, then go to freaking Ross's channel, Mo. Look it up. Type in mango. Or if you want me to text Ross, I'll text Ross for you. Neeb got banned off TikTok and lost $6,000. He had saved up in his account for a clone video. 6,000 in a TikTok account. I didn't even know Neeb was on TikTok. Randy, you were getting hit with a bunch of fake accounts or deleting them as we find them. I figured the I Smell one was because he was still talking about it. So I feel free. I didn't know that for sure because he still had the I Smell thing on there, but whatever. You guys deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't really care. Just let me know if you want a decant of Coconut Lagoon. I mean, I'll obviously take one. I don't know. Again, you said it was Paris Corner. I mean, I'd obviously accept a decant of Coconut Lagoon, but I would never ask. So if you would like to send me one, I would happily review it. It's totally your call. What's up with Kara? This is the first time this has happened. We've had one fake account come about a year ago, but for the most part, we don't get fake accounts. I know there's been a lot of issues back in the day with there's this like group of people that just attack other channels for absolutely no reason. And I have always said since the beginning, I really don't give a shit. And I'm never going to give a shit. At one point in time, I entertained it and it was just stupid because it just made more issues. And so for now on, I'm not entertaining it. I don't care what they say. It's just the one time I entertained it, they said something about my daughter. And so it was like I kind of felt like the need to as a father. But yeah, and Wild Plum is fantastic. That would be great. I thought that's why I said I thought Mike was real. So I just got a text from Mike. So Newt, Mike was real. They were Mike was the real person. I was gonna say, well, that's why I kind of stuttered when you said that, because he was here last week and he wasn't saying anything rude. I think you were just clumping them in. And because he said RXL, and then he mentioned it again. That's probably why. But Mike, if you're still watching, it wasn't me who did that. I don't do any of the timing out. But with that said, he saw you still posting the RXL, RXL, and he thought that you were a fake channel like the other two. So, and I honestly don't even think the other two were fakes. I thought that I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they were real, because that's something that they would do. I just don't care about it anymore. CH Men Purvey is the best one. Yeah, I would have said that. I have that one right here, but you can't buy that anymore. It doesn't exist. You would have to pay $200 and it's not worth it. CH Men Purvey is good. It's just not worth that money. When you wear Old Fashioned, do you feel like you smell like straight liquor? I think I smell like a pack of Red Man Chew. And that's why I don't wear Old Fashioned, and I liked it originally. It's just now I don't really care for it. It's not that it's bad. It smells nice. To me, it smells like Red Man Chew with a like that, and that's like what it is. There goes Newt muting people again. Newt did that. He was the last one to do that. I remember that. There was 0 videos on iSmell and the account was made lately. So, oh, huh. I'm going to have to message him after. That's interesting. Why would he have an account that showed 0 videos if it was the real Mike? But why? Yeah, I need to. Mike, if it is you, if he is still here, Mike, if you are still watching, I want you to text me the number 36, and then I also want you to put it in the chat at the exact same time. Traffic, yeah. It's getting more redundant the more I wear it though. It still smells like a more fruity raspberry angel share. And I still like the original angel share better. So it's not like I go towards it and I'm like, ooh, I really want to wear that, but it's still very nice. It's just that is where in fold, I would rather have this than Angel Share Paradise. I'd rather have Sugar Leather because it's not as close to the original DNA and it makes me want to actually wear it. Yeah, Mike. So put it in the chat under that if you're not when you get unmuted. I don't know if he blocked you or not. Bought the new Dior 2025 and you were spot on from the smell. Yeah, it literally it's what it smells like. I don't know how anybody could say otherwise. Like it's really what it does smell like. I ooh, I had someone else say the same about Old Fashioned. It was hilarious to say out of nowhere. Yeah, it's just there's some. I've heard a lot of people say very similar things. It smells like an oak barrel. It smells like Red Man Chew. It smells like a bottle of whiskey. And a lot of times if you get an old bottle of whiskey that's been aged, it does really smell like Red Man Chew, where it has that kind of old oaky raisin like smell. So I can easily say that as well. And touch your elbow with your tongue. All right. Well, anyway, so we're at an hour 27 anyway. It seems like I'm going to talk to you, Mike, after this. I'm going to figure out what's going on. I honestly don't know. I wasn't paying as much attention to the chat because obvious reasons. With that said, hour 27. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know there was a lot of issues going on, and I hate that. People, and this is the only thing I'm going to say, just mind your business. I'm just here talking about fragrances. If you want to go do that, do it to somebody else because I don't care. All you're doing is just fucking with not me, but the people that are in the chat that are just trying to have a normal conversation. And so do that. I mean, just go to somebody else's channel. It doesn't really bug me at all. But with that said, I am going to go and watch some TV with my wife. She wants to watch Wicked, and I don't give two shits about that thing. So I will. I have to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna get to bed after that. So hopefully you guys have a fantastic evening. Oh, Michael, just I said it at the very beginning, but I have another fragrance that I have on the way right now, and it is Boss Bottled Bold Citrus. And then I don't know why I picked it up, but I did. I don't think I'm gonna like it, but it's Le Beau Flower. It's not gonna be here for a couple weeks because I got it from France. But yeah, I got that. But anyway, everybody have a great night. Don't let other people get to you. Stay safe, stay warm, and have a fantastic week. Peace out.